Today we're going to answer one of the biggest questions that I get. How do I get more power in my shot? When I ask players, what do you think? Where do you think power comes from? Typically response is flex. Yes, flex does provide power, but we try to flex our stick way too early when we're learning the fundamentals. And you can have a really nice shot with just basic fundamentals in your shooting. Then we get to add in that flex. So today we're going to break down those fundamentals for power in 3 areas. Our lower body is going to provide about 70% of our power. So we need to figure out the step, the timing of the step in order to get most of our power. Secondly, about 25% of our power is going to be coming from our hands. And the last body part that's going to provide our power is our top wrist. Just like you're tightening a screw with your hand and a screwdriver, this top wrist provides that extra little bit of power that's going to make the puck flat and sail into the corner that we're looking for. The biggest mistake players make when they think about that weight transfer is they try to do this really big step. So we try to reach out in front of us. But that's actually going to make it a lot more challenging in terms of balance. And also, it's not as much weight transfer as you think. Yes, it's going further, but further is not what we're looking for. We're looking for very fast and a lot of weight transfer. Think about any other type of swing. Baseball is just a really good example. We don't see baseball players taking these really big steps. They're loaded up and they take these little steps that are going to be the big weight transfer. A term that I like to use is called squishing the bug. This is used in baseball with some batting coaches. But we're just going to imagine there's a bug right here and we're squishing it. So once we have that puck loaded up behind us, we're going to make sure that we take a small step and we want it to be very, very fast. So instead of this big reach, it's going to be here. In both of those demonstrations, I was showing our outside foot. This is where hockey gets especially difficult when it comes to shooting. I could shoot off my outside foot facing the net. I could shoot off my outside foot facing away from the net. But now I can also shoot off my inside foot. All of them are different techniques for different situations. We need all of them if you want to be an elite goal scorer. Our inside foot is the same concept. It needs to be a very quick step. And here I like to jump into my shot. I think it gives you a lot more weight transfer, which gives you more power. The next biggest area that's going to give us power is our hands. Specifically, there's 2 phrases that we're going to use to really memorize this. The window and then push and pull. As I step forward into my shot, my hands need to come out away from me in order to lift the puck. So this is for elevation, but it also provides a good chunk of our power. So once I reach this area, this is the window that we're talking about. That window allows us to push this hand toward the net and pull this one into my stomach. One of the biggest mistakes we're going to make here when we're using our hands is that we do not have the window and our hands are really close to our body. So what that would look like is if I step forward and my hands are here. This little space, yes, it is a small window, but it's going to be really challenging for me to get that power that I'm looking for. Using our hands as levers. As this one pushes and this one pulls, that right there is going to give us our strength. So if I face the camera, you can see push, pull. The harder I can do that, the more power I'm adding to my shot. Now, if I keep my blade straight like this, that's not going to lift the puck and not going to get a lot of power. So I need to make sure that when I step forward, my blade is almost flat. It's not like this and it's not cupped. It's staying straight up and down. And from here, then it begins to open in the air and I twist this wrist at the very end. And that twist of my wrist at the very end is what provides that last little bit of power that I'd call 5%. That's our bonus power. We want to make sure we snap that wrist very strong and quickly to get that extra little bit of power.